I'm Chase Rolfson with Rubline Marketing.
This is Jeff Lindsay.
This is Michael Pitt.
Hey everybody, it's John Dudley from Knock on TV.
Hey guys, this is Jared Scheffler from Whitetail Adrenaline.
Hi, I'm Taylor Drury from Drury Outdoors.
Hey, this is Nick Mutt from Bone Collector.
Hey, this is Melissa Bachman.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
You're listening to the Working Class Bow Hunter. That's right. This is the podcast for Billy Joe Lunchbucket, the working man, just like me and you. My name's Travis T-Bone Turner from the Bone Collector. Thank you for tuning in.
Nobody pushes the envelope like Working Class Bow Hunter.
It's really not that good.
Those people on that pod, those hosts are a little unhinged.
Working Class. Working Class.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Episode 682.
Getting up there.
At the WCB podcast. Kurt Geyer speaking.
Eric Common.
Doug Schmidt.
Our guest of the hour,
Cage Spalding with Ruthless Archery.
Thanks for being here, man.
I appreciate you guys inviting me.
We met you at the Illinois Deer and Beer Fest.
Correct.
That was a good show. So it was great meeting you there.
Yeah, it was killer. It's my first time ever being a vendor there. So I just wanted to, because I'm local to Bloomington. So I figured, well, that's a good show to do it. So I went ahead and did it.
Yeah, local show.
In this episode, we got a lot to talk about, from arrows to bow setups. And I feel like a pre-warning, because we're still going to do some ads and stuff here. I feel like arrows and all this type of stuff, it can be controversial and gets people all jazzed up. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's
I'm all riled up.
It's a pretty hot topic in the archery community. And I guess the side of the fence I'm on is probably one of the hotter sides. So it is what it is.
So let's tease the people before we get into ads. Is there hot takes to be had?
Yeah, I look at it as you can compare a lot of stuff to a lot of other stuff, and it still makes sense. You can take a little here, add a little here. It's the same way with archery. It's all like
you can get the same answers with different equations.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it works.
So what you're saying is that you're going to say some stuff that people won't agree with, but then I'll probably say a bunch of shit that leads you into saying stuff that people don't agree with.
Right. Like you could say 2 + 2 is 4. I could say 3 + 1 is 4. That's how.
Holy shit, that's a good analogy.
That is.
That's how I lolook at it. So
okay, this is going to be fun.
You just blew my mind.
I've never heard someone say it before.
Is that simple math?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I had to think about it. I'm like, you're right. That is 4.
Wait a minute.
It's been a minute, but yeah.
Hold on. 3 + 1 is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get into it.
Breaks out a calculator.
Yeah. I'm like, checks out, actually.
Yeah.
The podcast is brought to you by the following amazing partners. We're in the middle of hunting season. It's good outside, and just because it's hunting season, whether or not the weather is cooperating at this current time of episode launch or not,
We hope it is.
we just know the good thing is you can just go hunting.
Get out there.
And you know what you can do? You can hunt over your big time food plot right now.
That's right.
If you planted it and prepared, right, Eric?
The nice, luscious food plot.
If you got rain.
If you got rain, mine's looking pretty good.
Mine's looking good. Little weedy.
That's honest work.
Little
though.
weedy.
That's honest work.
But it's looking good.
Well, I use code WCB2024 for my big time food plot, and I'll be wearing Huntworth camouflage and Huntworth clothing while hunting over my big time food plot. If it's cold, I'll have heat boost on.
Damn right.
Wow.
You gotta be warm.
Where are you going to be hunting out of?
Well, first of all, Huntworth is 30% warmer without the bulk, and I use code WCB15 at huntworthgear.com, Doug.
Wow, I'm going to write that down and use it.
You should.
Thank you.
And what was that question you just asked?
Say, what will you be hunting out of over this big time plot?
Depends on the day, how cold is it? What's the wind doing? What's my mood
It's raining.
like? Oh, I'm in a grizzly box blind.
Oh, okay. Nice.
God damn.
Yeah, grizzly hunting blind, Maybe, got the power vent in there, just smelling like I'm not even there. Smelling non-existent.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
With a backpack cooler to keep your snacks cold?
Yeah,
Cold
my
snacks?
6-pack of sodas.
Of cold snacks?
Yeah. Cold snacks, yeah.
Yeah, my 6-pack of cold snack. But, I could be hunting out of a box blind, but I don't know. If it's kind of nice out, high pressure day, the sun's out, cool breeze, maybe early November, and it sets up right. What would you be hunting out of, Eric?
Ooh, probably a Novix tree stand.
A Novix.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Hilo.
Really?
Yep.
A Hilo.
You're more of a Novix guy on the tree stand thing. You're not really a saddle hunter.
I'm not really a saddle hunter.
You're actually not a saddle hunter at all.
You're a 0% saddle hunter?
0%.
First of all, did you use code WCB at Novix?
I did, 100%.
Yeah. What are you rocking? What are you rocking?
The Hilo with the double full sticks.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Heard those are American made. Is that true?
American made. Can't go wrong with it. And
I didn't know that.
the colors of the stand.
Son of a
What
bitch.
colors?
Ooh, I prefer the green one. The green is sexy. It hides real nice.
Doug, judging by your hat, it seems like you might be kind of a saddle hunter. What are you hunting out of if you're saddling it up?
I'm hunting out of the Covert 2.0.
Oh, you're still rocking a Covert. You're getting a Nimbus.
I'm
though.
getting a Nimbus though, and I can't wait to show you guys my Nimbus.
Okay, well, let's not get weird. What platform
It's my
are you
Nimbus saddle.
rocking? The Nimbus.
I'm rocking the original one. I forgot what it's called.
EDP?
Yeah, I was going to get the Onyx, but I haven't gotten it yet. Because it's got the angled, nice for your
I like
feet.
both. I've killed deer out of both.
Yeah, okay.
They're
But I
nice.
did just kill a doe out of it, so it's working pretty good.
Did you use code WCB?
I did, and it actually helped me kill my deer as well.
That's amazing. What trail cams were you running to help you kill those deer, Basically just making it the easiest thing you could have.
Blackgates?
Blackgate?
I've been using Blackgates
RG4? Holy
Yeah, right.
shit, dude. What are the chances?
RG4?
R4G?
R4G, either way.
Know the brands, Doug.
I got it kind of right. They were in the line.
You're dyslexic. Is
Sorry,
okay.
Ryan.
January 25th, Winchester, Ohio. We're doing a Blackgate WCB party. Cody Christian's plan. More info to be announced.
See a bunch of pictures.
Party time.
I'm basically just waiting on the fine details from Blackgate, and then we can start promoting. But come drink beer with us, listen to some good music, and high five each other. Check out Blackgate, code WCB10. Getting all our gear from Black Ovis and Camo Fire, saving money using code WCB. Code WCB works on top of sale items. Also, we apologize. We had our code wrong on the website for
It was
that.
fixed today.
By the way, all these codes are on the website.
Yep.
They are.
Mountain Ops code WCB saves you 20%, donates 5 meals to conquer hunger. Deercast is our mapping app of choice. They got new public land features, new parcel features, the wind feature, Deercast track.
The wind feature's huge.
All the shit. I use Deercast.
And it's actually accurate.
I
should
use
say
Deercast
that.
as my weather schedule.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
for everything. Like, what am I doing? What am I planning around? Loophole to optics, obviously. Binos, rangefinders, performance eyewear are our top go-tos. Illuma trailers. I've been thinking about just putting my grizzly blind on my Illuma for the season and then finding a cheap trailer after.
Hey,
Is
it
that
is what it
fucked
is. No, it won't rust.
Just a fancy trailer.
You know why? Because it's aluminum.
It's just like, that's a high dollar setup out there.
If I saw that guy driving, I'd be like, I'm staying away from wherever he's
That guy's got money.
I got like $4 in my pocket.
Yeah, I'd have to put like
while the Subi's pulling it.
like, damn, he spent all his money on his trailer and his blind. Illuma's the shit. Victory Arrows. We're going to get in some arrow talk this episode. Dialed Archery, the new proof is out. Man, I'm so proud of Scott and all the guys behind Dialed.
Just killing it.
That shit, the proof is going to send them to the fucking stratosphere. That thing is badass.
Over the moon.
Rogue Ridge e-bikes. I just got my 1000 charged up. I'm getting ready to wash out and break a shoulder. I'm stoked for that. They are the shit. We need to showcase our bike setups. I'm a big e-bike fan. And Rack Hub, code WCB at Rack Hub saves you some coin on your antler and shed mounting platforms. The new brass, the Drop 003 is out. Check
It's
that
sexy.
out. Yeah.
It is sexy.
Slick.
Anyway, thanks for letting us do our ads while you sat here patiently for us to ramble on.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Let's get into
All right.
what is Ruthless Archery.
So
Love the name, by the way.
I appreciate that. So Ruthless Archery, I've only been a thing for 2 years now. This being the end of this would be the end of my third year. So I've been in for 3 years. So pretty much how it started. Am I allowed to like drop big names?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, all right.
You can
So-
literally say anything you want.
Okay, all right. So when I was, I kind of backstory of how it came about. When I want to say I was 17 or 18, right? And they had just released the Matthews VXR, right? So I went to Shields and I bought it.
In Iowa City? Or no, Springfield for you.
Springfield. Yep, Springfield. So and this is way before I have no knowledge about bows. I have no knowledge about arrows, nothing. I just knew I wanted a new bow and I wanted to shoot it. So I went and got it, and they set it up. You know, if you buy the bow, everything there is like free service.
Yeah.
I've always said free work will show that it's free work. So,
Yeah.
But take that how you will. So long story short, they got it all set up, right? And they said it was all good. I didn't shoot it yet. I had no idea, obviously, like how to check. So I was just like, cool, I'll go home.
Sick.
Yeah, that's what I was like. All right, whatever.
Badass.
Yeah. That's cool. I'll go home, start slinging some arrows, right? Well, I bought like a 6-pack of like these Easton Bloodlines or whatever. They were just cheap arrows that were there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I took those home, and I was they cut them all down for me, and I went home and I started shooting. All 6 of them gone. I thought it was me at first.
Yeah.
I was like, well, missed those 2. I must really suck. And then I just kept shooting them. I eventually to where I lost them all. And I was like, well, this is unfortunate. So went back down. I was like, hey, this isn't shooting right. And they were like, what's going on? And I was like, well, I lost all 6 of my arrows I just got from you guys like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put it in the press and they shot through paper, and they're like, yeah, this is way off. I don't know who set this up. I was like, all right, no worries. That's fine. Let's just get it all fixed up.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Get it right.
Yeah, it's cool. They got it all fixed up, squared away, right? So then that following year, I have a bad habit at this. I bought the V3. Had them do it again. Same thing. Lost 6 arrows. Well, I didn't lose 6 arrows, but I lost arrows, and I couldn't hit broadside of a barn.
Mm-hmm.
And
you were standing in it.
Correct. Yeah, I was right there. I mean, the target was 2 feet in front of me.
Right.
Yeah.
But I couldn't hit anything, and I didn't know what was going on. That's what really frustrated me. So I took it back up there, and this time I was a little frustrated. I was like, hey man, like what the hell's going on? Like this happened last year, same dude, and they were like, yeah, this is way out of tune and everything. And so they put it in the press, they shot it through paper, and they were like, holy cow, this is bad. And yeah, I was like, and I name dropped the guy. I can't remember his name now, but I pointed him out when I was there, and I was like, that's the guy that set him up, both of them, and he messed up both of my bows. So I was like,
the guy's looking at you like, what the fuck, man?
yeah, I called him out. You know,
pointing at him.
I am a very straightforward person.
That guy.
Like,
Yeah.
like you do something, you're gonna know you did something.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I pointed that guy out. He's not there today, so I don't know. I don't know what they did. But after that whole ordeal, now it's COVID. Now it's COVID season. So I bought a bow press. I bought like $3,000 worth of archery gear to work on stuff because I was determined to figure it out myself.
Right.
So I took my bow and just took it apart. I had no idea what I was doing. I just took everything off of it, took all the bearings out of the wheels, and everything stripped down. And I wanted to learn how this piece jived with this piece and how this piece made this piece move, and just figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I just kept doing it. I built my bows from now on, and I've never had any issues. And then then I started doing, work for my family, and then seeing them progress, and, seeing like the outcome of something I do reflected good on something someone else does is what really drives me.
Yeah.
So
You're putting your name on it.
Correct. Yeah. And that's what I really liked about that. So that's when that is about the time that I met my girlfriend, who's now my wife, Lauren. And, right about the time, right before we got married, she was like, hey, you're really good at this. You should probably make this a business.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I don't know. Like, that's going to interfere with all the electrical work that I'm doing and all this. And
Yeah, you're a full-time electrician.
Correct. Yeah, I'm a full-time electrician. Let's put that. I'm a full-time electrician. I'm doing this on the side right now, but it's gotten a lot out of hand this year. But she said, yeah, man, you're doing really good at this. And, I think people can benefit from you doing this. And I was like, you really think so? And she said, yeah. So I went ahead and I just, I bought the LLC and everything. Got all the license for it. And I just, being an electrician, I've always been a word of mouth guy. And that's how I've always been. So I just started my business and then, kind of just let people trickle in. And if I saw a comment, I'll be like, hey, let me know. I can look at it for you.
Yeah.
You know, and I did that to a point now that still being on the side, and I'm busier on the electrical side than ever, that I had 27 bows piled up at my shop, and it's just a little one. It's no bigger than this.
Yeah.
Right. Literally no bigger than this room right here.
Yeah.
I had 27 bows piled up in it.
Great problems.
From people. I don't advertise. I do not advertise.
Like what? Just tuning or just full-blown setups?
Full-blown, I mean, top to bottom. People from other local shops that, I won't put them down, but from other local shops
had a bad experience.
Have had a bad experience. And my whole motto is to make your bow shoot at its fullest potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not want people to have a bad taste of archery, because it is so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. And if you can get, you know, like, because like the best analogy I have of it is I had this little kid who's getting into archery, right?
Eric, you want to pull that door shut real
And he had a bow set up by another local shop about 30 minutes from me. And just was shooting all over the place, couldn't get accurate, and it was getting upset.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey man, no, it's all good. Like, everything's fine. Like, let me just take a look at it quick. I looked at it, and it was way out of whack, which is nothing out of the usual for the shop, because I've heard countless other stories.
You're just fixing other people's problems.
I am, and it's unfortunate, but I got this bow all set up for this kid, and then I was like, all right, man, let's just go out to my barn, like, because I don't know if you guys have a yard to shoot in, right? So I was like, hey, let's go out to the barn, and we'll shoot 20, 30 yards real quick.
Mm-hmm.
He starts shooting, and like seeing that kid light up, because he's finally shooting groups. You know, he's shooting. I mean, he's a kid, so he's still shooting groups like this.
Yeah,
but
right.
I mean, he went from almost like missing a target down to he's at a paper plate.
Right.
And I mean, obviously he's all shaky and everything, but seeing his face light up, that's why I was like, that's why I'm doing this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That reason right there.
For sure. I think that's cool. And I think too, it's like, I don't want that to come across that we're putting down local archery shops, but I've had countless negative experiences with local archery shops, and we've talked about it before, but I think it's worth talking about again. There's an episode, I think this will launch after. We did like a BS session. I called 2 bow shops to see if they had a certain youth bow, 2 local ones. One which neither bow shop carried it, but it's how I conversated with them, handled it. R&R in Bettendorf was great. The other bow shop down the road was not. And it's like, well, now I know I'm going to go for everything if I have to go to a local shop.
Right.
But there's so many local shops that just like, I think bottom line, either they're burnout or they don't give a fuck, or they think their customer base won't know any different.
Right.
And they can just lazily slide through it.
You can't play the stupid game, you know, because if you're anything like, you know, take my business aside from it, right? Just me as an archer, you know, you as an archer, and you guys as an archer, we aren't stupid. You know, we can tell when something is off on our equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't act like your customer can't, because, you know, I've seen it before. A customer, you know, will be like, he'll look like just a Joe Schmo, right? Just overweight. Doesn't look like he shoots his bow very much.
Yeah, soup sandwich.
Yeah, and goes into the bow shop and he's like, hey, this thing ain't shooting right. And then the bow tech will take it back and be like, no, it's good. And then he'll walk behind and be like, no, this right here, that's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
And then they fix it, and then he's like, I told you.
Right.
You know, it's like just...
But also, too, before we get too far away from my last statement, there's a lot of really great bow shops out there.
Absolutely.
And that do a really good job. And but it's just a bummer when you try to support your local bow shop because they're dying.
Yep.
And then you get shitty, just customer service is the main thing that bothers me about them.
I just don't think people take pride in their work anymore.
Yep.
That's a big thing.
Remember like when we were like 16 going to a bow shop, like, I mean, my bow, there's no way they did it right, but you just kind of like, I didn't know. I just dealt with it. Like,
you're just shooting. Whenever you hit that bullseye, you're like, nailed it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, we're on.
Bow's good.
Because it's like
1 out of 6.
So how old are you?
23.
Holy fuck, bro.
You're young.
Yeah.
Okay, so good for you. I'm 34, and I remember I never thought about tuning and having like my bow built to me and like all
arrows.
This,
you didn't think about arrows at all. You just bought them.
Dude, I shot one season. I shot Lucy's and didn't know any better. And like, thank God I didn't fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's like probably way underspined.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like
you didn't know any better though.
Yeah.
I was the same way. Like you took it to Keener Mountain, got her tuned up, and
well, I don't know. There's a lot we can get into here, but it's like, do most people know better?
I would say,
No.
unfortunately, as a whole, no.
Well, but here, all right, let's
I would
dissect
say
that
like
real quick.
now compared to way back then. I mean,
Compared
now
to way
it
back
would
then,
be,
yeah, YouTube. I mean,
Yeah.
YouTube.
One
If
Google
you
search
can,
away.
You can look at YouTube and be like, oh, how do I know if my Matthews is in tune or something like that? And you can be like, oh, well, look at your holes real quick, and then they'll be like,
Check your hole.
that's off. And
Right.
it's something like that. And I'm sure Elite has a thing just like that.
Yep.
It's
Right,
a
right.
stupid little YouTube search, and that's what a lot of the bow shops now, like you were saying, they're getting burnt out, or it's another thing that we see where it's like, this is all they can do because they don't have anything else that they're good at or something.
Yeah.
Or that they've done, so they don't have anything to fall back on. So they just got to do this for their life. And they just don't care,
Right,
and,
They're not necessarily like passion driven like
Correct,
they once were,
yeah.
or they're
they're
not
just
actively passion
they're just
driven.
over it. I would say they're just over it.
Yeah.
And I don't like to see that, but it's also unfortunate. But it's also from people not supporting local bow shops. It's
Right.
just, that could be from like, oh, we've had.
It's got to be a tough gig.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, and that's why like I'm not really full time with it, because it is like only this part of the year that like people are hot to trot on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
it's
I mean,
seasonal.
Yeah.
You got a good gig. There's a lot to dissect there as well. But like, I don't want it to seem like we're coming off like negative on the bow shops. It's just, for sure, find a good bow shop and support it. We have some good ones. Like R&R's good.
R&R's really
They
good,
started
yeah.
dealing elites now. So I've had nothing but good experiences at R&R, honestly.
Same.
And
they've
then
set up my last couple bows, and they've been great.
yeah, Presley's and Bartonville's pretty good. I haven't been there in a few years since I bought my first elite from there, but they were always really good.
F6 down by
F6 is a good shop. That's in what town is that in Iowa? It's not far from Burlington.
Yeah, it's right
close
next
to
to.
Burlington.
I don't know what town it's in exactly, but it's down by Burlington.
They
Yeah.
got a big shop, but I like the idea of like fine tooth combing a setup for the individual,
Yeah.
and that's like your thing, right?
Yep. So as far as like the bow tune and everything, before I get into it, I have to like amend somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Bergie Bowsmith is the guy that
Great
I
name.
would say has taught me how to tune a bow.
Okay.
Like, as far as like in depth, I could tune a bow just fine, a couple years ago when I started, right? But after I met this guy, I've talked to this guy on the phone a long, long time. I've been on, FaceTime with him. This guy is a bow wizard, and he has taught me the ins and outs on how to tune properly and how to do this. And I can tell you, the method he taught me is the only method I will stand by, and it works every time.
Kind of took you to that next level.
It's unbelievable. And I amend Bergie.
Where's he out of?
He's out of Minnesota.
Okay.
So yeah, you can, look him up, Bergie Bowsmith. You'll find him really quick. But that dude, yeah, I give all the praise to that guy for teaching me how to tune properly.
What's the method?
So what we do is you obviously you put the bow back together, right? And we always bear shaft.
Okay.
And we bear shaft out to 15 yards. And if I can get a bear shaft, right, shooting a perfect hole at 15 yards, right, I will hand you your bow, and I'll be the one shooting. Our whole method is tune the bow, fix the shooter. Because a lot of people will tune the bow to the shooter, because they could be torquing, they could be doing that. But what happens when they start fixing their form? Well, now they got to come back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now they got to come back. Now you got to actually tune their bow. Now you charge them once. Are you gonna charge them again? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for something you could just fix from the rip.
Fix from the rip. Exactly. So why don't you tune the bow correctly, and then while you're shooting, fix it, fix the shooter, and that is the most forgiving, absolute most forgiving thing you could ever do. I mean, just fix your form, fix your grip, no torque, and if you can get a bullet hole, when I give your bow back, I have a bullet hole I can have a bolt hole with 3 different spined arrows. You know, I can get 350, 300, 250. And I can do it with completely different diameter. I can do a 166, 204, 246, and I'll have a bolt hole in every one of them. And I'll give you your bow. You can slap a fixed blade broadhead on that sucker. You can slap a field point and a mechanical. I mean, they're all going to make this. Every one of them. Doesn't matter. Because that bow is tuned correctly.
It's shooting how it's supposed to shoot.
Correct. That's how it's supposed to be made, you know? Because people take them out of spec when you tune it to a shooter.
That's a good point.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
I wonder what percentage of bow hunters think of that.
As far as
just that whole tunability approach.
Oh yeah, see that's one of the.
Because a lot of people just, I can't get my broadheads to fly right, so they put on mechanicals.
Correct.
Well, there's an issue before your broadhead's not flying right.
It's a workaround.
Right.
You know, that's the poor man's fix. So
yeah. Well, it's just the I don't have time to get into it fix.
Right.
Or I don't know what I'm doing,
or I don't know any better fix.
Yeah, I don't know any better.
Broadheads don't fixed blade broadhead. This
Just
is the
the way
thing
it is.
I heard
They
for a
don't-
long time. You can't get. I shot Muzzy broadheads for a long time. That's like honestly how I got my start in the space. As a weird
A Muzzy man.
Yeah, I was a Muzzy guy, and they were the shit. Watch Real True Road
They were
Trip.
the shit back then.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's a great head. But I always hear I can't get my fixed blade Muzzies to fly right.
I'm gonna throw a mechanical on.
Yep.
And I said that analogy as an analogy, not meaning like people can't afford it. I meant it as
No,
like,
I totally
like
get
it's
it.
a poor man workaround.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Effort.
correct.
Poor
yeah.
effort.
And it's, I mean, man, you should be able to slap any broadhead you want, other than a turkey guillotine, and shoot at 60 yards. You're not doing that.
60 yards of the Damn.
Helicopter blades. I could paper tune a guillotine.
Yeah, that'll be about the loudest arrow I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
But
Which that's a fun video in the making. for
yeah,
us.
you shouldn't. Yeah, you should be able to slap anything on these arrows that you want to shoot and shoot with confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of the whole statement that Bergie stands by and what he's taught me. So I ride that wave, and it's been nothing but great. And you know, we get bows. He gets bows shipped in from everywhere. I've got 2 bows from California. I've got
So people are shipping bows to you.
correct. Yeah, I've got one from Nevada.
All from word of mouth.
All from word of mouth. The only thing I've ever advertised is my arrows.
Okay, and we're gonna get into that because we have
Yeah,
some custom built arrows here from you.
Yeah.
Bow tuning as we're in the middle of this. If someone, all right, careful, if someone wants a setup tuned by you, a Ruthless tuned bow, is that a thing that's ever been said?
I got my bow tuned by Ruthless Archery is what they would say. Yeah.
Okay.
This bow is ruthless.
Ruthlessly tuned.
Ruthlessly tuned.
There we go. That's a
there
good
we
one.
go.
That's a slogan.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt right
Yeah,
there.
for real.
Slap it on there.
1%.
Where can people get a hold of you to do that? And careful how you put your information out.
Yeah.
Don't put your phone number out, maybe, but
Yeah.
like an email or
So you can either go to my website, ruthlessarchery.com, or Facebook, Instagram,
okay.
all that jazz, or you can email me at ruthlessarchery@gmail.com.
Perfect.
And we can get it all sorted out.
Sweet. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Didn't want to forget to do that while we're in the middle of it. So when I get my new bow, I want you to set it up.
Hey, I'm here for it.
I think it'd be fun.
I also want that.
You can't copy me. He's tuning my bow, not yours.
We can't go.
We can't go to the same guy, Doug.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Get your own guy.
No, I
kidding.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I think it'd be fun. I think we could do some cool videos.
Absolutely. I think we could too.
Well,
You can actually tell us what we're doing wrong.
Everything.
dude.
Oh, shit.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, when you always say fix the shooter, like, is there a common mistake like you see?
I mean,
The grip?
the death grip right there. It's like, hey,
What about this?
be gentle with it. Oh yeah, the pinky up. Yeah.
No, all fingers up.
All fingers out.
Yeah. No, come on. You know, that's just
Wait,
Come on.
Let's talk about it. Why do you
Yeah.
hate the fingers out? Because that's like,
It's
look at me.
just-
I'm not gripping it.
okay. All right. You want
You
to take it? All right. You're shooting a fix. You want to take your finger off?
Right.
You know, people holding it up like this. You know, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you should be able to take. I mean, I got my bow right here.
Yeah, whip that baby up.
You should be able to
Shoot your
take
finger off.
your bow and just hold it just like that right there, on a 45-degree angle, straight down. It's completely out of the way of all,
Right. Right.
finger casualties.
Let me ask you. Finger. So Mark Jury was having. Admittedly, he was torquing his bow. He was gripping his bow real hard.
Yep.
So he put a strip of something sharp on the front of his grip, to where it keeps him from.
Oh, rolling Wrist, yeah.
Yeah, it
Puts a razor blade on the front of it.
Bunch of tacks.
basically something pokey that reminds him to grip his bow right.
Yep.
And I thought that was interesting. It seems like a very Bomar type product.
Oh, the grip tape or whatever. Yeah.
Is it a Bomar product? It might be.
I mean, he has a grip tape. It's like sandpaper.
Yeah, but does it have sharp shit on the front of the grip?
No, it's literally sandpaper, I believe.
Oh.
It's like a hockey tape type deal, ain't it?
Yeah, correct. And, and a lot of that problem, and because he shoots Matthews, correct?
Who?
Mark Drury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Bomar.
So, I don't believe he has like any special grip on his bow or anything. He just has the Matthews grip.
Mm-hmm.
I had that problem with the Matthews grip because it's so like it's just so easy to roll on that grip, and that's why I went to a wider, flatter grip. I went to the UV not just because of the name, but because I like how
grip.
Yeah, because I like how it widens up.
See, and do they make the UV grip for other bows, like besides the Matthews?
I think they just have for Hoyt.
Okay. What the fuck, UV?
Yeah. So, see how it's really thin right there?
Yeah.
But then it widens up here, and it's a corner. It's not a rolling edge. It's a corner.
So
so you can't just roll over it.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just another thing that you can. Is that in the camera there?
No, you're good. You're good. Both actually.
Yeah, it's just another fail safe,
Yeah. So, I like that. I like that thought. See, there's a lot of stuff in archery. I like my bow feeling like it was done for me, and it's like I am embarrassed that I don't know how to do all this shit on my own. You know what I mean? Because for as into it as we are,
yeah, I hear you.
It's a good point.
That's why it's kind of nice to just know guys like you and guys like Josh McDaniel and Ross and guys who set up bows and Scotty and all that. But it's like, man, I should know how to do this shit in a pinch.
Right. Yeah. Yep. And I always encourage people like I have a lot of people asking me like, oh man, is it worth it to start working on my own stuff? And they're customers of mine. I'm like, dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would absolutely wholeheartedly go out and get that bow press. Go out and get the stuff to build your arrows. Go out and get it. If you have any questions, just call me.
Mm-hmm.
Dive into it.
All for people doing it, because I may lose that customer, as far as financially with a bow, but if I can help another person learn their own equipment, nobody can work on your equipment better than you. Right. Because something's wrong and it's not right until you sense that it's right,
For sure.
That's how I feel.
Well, I think it's neat that you're that into it, man. I think the whole custom fine-tune thing is trending really hard in archery, especially, I mean, Chris B does a good job. I'm sure he influences a lot of people. Yep. There's other people that this is where it'll get controversial. No matter no matter what arrow and bow build gods you praise to, they're all right, kind of, depending on how you want to believe it.
Yep.
Right.
Is archery tuning and arrow building like religion? All the religions might not align with each other, but you just
it's kind of the same.
But it's kind of the same. Yeah.
I mean, you could say that. Yeah. I mean, there's
it's all made up. I'm just kidding.
A million ways.
That was a joke.
Million ways to skin a cat.
Right. Yeah.
But the way I skin it, it works every time. It's so smooth. It's effortless. Everyone leaves with a smile. And I just got a picture before we started this podcast of a guy's bow I did. And he just put down 2 deer, and he's never shot a fixed blade in his life. And he was like, I've always wanted to shoot one. I was like, slap one on there.
Yeah.
He went out, tested it.
Wham.
Bam.
Wham, bam.
50 yards, had a 10-point pile up. I mean,
love that. Well, so when you come to tuning, do you feel confident in tuning all brands?
Yeah. I mean, dude, I've got bows that are older than you that are in my shop.
No shit.
And it's and you're not even that old, so.
I was going to say, what did that mean?
He's called us old, Kurt.
My dad's older than you. So.
Yeah. Probably not much, really. Probably 10 years.
He's 44. 46.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, he just, it's awesome to work on every bow, I just got done with a couple elites. I just did a couple PSEs.
How do you like working on elites?
I love them. They're super simple.
You like them, okay?
Yeah, they're pretty simple.
That was a candid. I expect you to ruthlessly give me an honest answer.
No, they're yeah, not just because you guys shoot them, but they're simple to work on.
Yeah.
So I hadn't worked on an Elite,
How do you like the set
technology
setup?
That is cool. I like how you can, mess with the deflection and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That is, my biggest flaws with like some other brands.
Do you have to like shim and all that stuff for other brands?
Yes, like this one has like top hat system. Like down here at the bottom, it's got like these spacers. You can see them right there. This one's smaller than that one, or vice versa.
Okay.
Or whatever. And that is, that's how you move your cam, right? And that.
So you have to pull it apart and put those
Correct.
spacers in
Yep.
every
You
time?
got to have a press.
How come Matthews hasn't changed that?
I don't know.
Because Elite has a patent?
Probably. I look for Matthews to do something crazy. Because, like, be honest with you, I'm a Matthews through and through. Not a fan of the system at all. And I would wholeheartedly say that.
But that shimming system's been around forever.
It's since, like, the Halon.
Right.
Which is 10
Fucking
years.
do something different. Matthews.
I love how he's being all respectful. Doug just comes in. I'm proud of you, Doug.
Hey, I'm totally all right with that. I'm not at all big enough to be tied to any brand. So,
But let me ask you this:
I don't
since
care.
you're just giving straight up honest, you're just speaking honestly. Why do you shoot in Matthews then?
you want me an honest answer?
Yeah.
I've never shot anything else.
Okay, that's a very I respect that
is
answer.
honest. Yeah.
I respect that answer. Okay, I have nothing against Matthews. I know everybody
Nah, I don't
makes
either.
great bows. I get it. So, but I feel like so many people just shoot Matthews because they've never shot anything else, and I understand it.
I completely agree. There's a there's like a cult in archery now, or it's like a clique
Yeah,
where it's like I know what kind of archer you are. You can look at them. They
there's
got
stereotypes to the brand.
Yeah, they got the long hair flowing out of the hat. They're
Sitka hat probably.
Sitka, Matthews, typical hunter.
Yeah.
These days, and it's like, gosh, I don't want to be in that. Because that's not me.
Come to the dark side.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
What's Elite's reputation?
Badasses?
Everyone's sitting here.
Really cool dudes.
I'll be honest with you.
Does Elite have one?
I don't know.
You can be honest.
Every Elite guy I've seen, typically drives like a Toyota Tacoma.
What?
Or something
I
like
feel like
that.
that's Hoyt guys too, though.
That's like a like a Prius or something.
Hoyt's our Prius guy. I picture
We'll
Hoyt.
take Tacoma.
Hoyt's weird from my perspective because I grew up a Hoyt kid, but I had like Hoyt caters to the Western muscle guy.
Yep.
But also they have like Bone Collector and like Red
Yeah.
Arrow, like the good old Southern type
Yep,
down home
Southern
boys.
boys, yep.
And those dudes, I think. I don't want to say that Hoyt has flown the flag in between the influence of those two because it's very Western based influence. But I think Hoyt's missing the bill by not focusing on more whitetail, Southern, down home, good old boys.
Correct. Yep.
And I think you used to see a lot more of Hoyt 10, 15 years ago. And now I feel like they've slipped out of the Midwestern market.
I would agree with that. I just wish, considering that, even though I shoot Matthews, I just wish that it wasn't so one-sided. Because Matthews was the number one selling bow last year.
Probably-
It's out there. It's that's public knowledge, right? I just wish it wasn't. I wish every archer could put a blindfold on and shoot Matthews, Hoyt, Elite, PSC, Darton, all these brands. And I want them to just be like, number 4 felt the best.
Yeah.
And it would be a bow that it could be like, it could be the Ethos, it could be the Darton Consequence. It could be something.
I bet you there'd be such a mix.
It would be like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Like I never, like that, I frown upon that bow. Because people look at their bows and like, man, if people see me with this, look like I'm broke.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that.
It's brand.
Correct.
I have to have this brand to seem. Yeah, I get that.
Because it's like the click, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like that, and I don't want to put myself in that because that's not why I shoot the bow. I like shooting the bow, right? Am I dead set on Matthews? Absolutely not. Don't care. I'm not sponsored by anybody.
Yeah, it's just whatever you
It's
like.
just what I shot. I'm being honest. I've just never shot anything else. So
Yeah, no, I respect that response because it's as honest as you possibly could be. I know a lot of guys that shoot whatever brand, it could be whatever it is, and they're arrogant about it. And when really I know deep down they probably think how you think. They're just not admitting it.
they just shoot it because
Yeah.
That's all they've shot.
Yeah.
Well, that or like, I don't know. It could be whatever. I'm not trying to go too far down that, but it's like I can name like 5 dudes that I've hunted with on the top of my head that are like shooting that bow basically, and will kind of like judge you for rolling up with an elite.
Yeah, see, I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. Like
I
you
mean,
get some shade for an elite.
Yeah,
no
it's like,
reason.
dude.
You're a cuck.
Yeah, and that's not me, man. If we roll up to a hunt
The
camp,
hotel chair guy.
Yes, that's my favorite statement from Doug on this episode already. I mean, I'm joking, but like, you
But
know
it
what I'm saying,
happens.
kind of.
no, but it's true. You know, like say we were at a hunting camp together, right? You know, I roll up with my Matthews, right? If you pull out with your elite, whatever you have, dude, I'm like, dude, let me see your bow real quick. Like,
Yeah.
this thing's badass. Like,
It's way out of tune.
yeah, this is horrible. You should just quit.
Yeah, stop.
Give me this thing.
Stop while you're ahead.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, man, let me see that. But that thing's badass. And, you know, I'll look it over and I'll be like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I might even ask, like, yo, you cool if I put a rep or two through this thing?
Yeah.
Just to feel them, you know? Like, I am not Matthews specific. I don't care.
Yeah, I think that's honest. You have to kind of be that way too, doing what you do.
Correct. Yeah.
And it helps you. It's like, I'm surprised a guy like you doesn't have like 3 or 4 bows that you shoot like from different brands on the regular, or do you?
No, I have a lot of Matthews bows. But
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, I think it'd be good for you to have like
Yeah.
a Hoyt, an Elite, a
Yeah.
PSC, a whatever other brand, you know, and just so like, hey, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting from a.
yeah.
I'd be curious, because you seem like you're very big on details. From what little I know you.
Coming from my background of being an electrician, I have to be precise.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah.
you know, from the electrical
So you don't
side,
die?
correct. Yeah, I don't die.
You hook one wire up and shit goes boom.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's for the next guy.
Yeah.
But
See you later.
coming from that, it just carries over into being precise and.
So that's
you
what I
know,
mean. That's why I'd
what
be
I like.
interested to
Meticulous,
see if
yeah.
you shot, if you had, 4 bows and you ran,
Mm-hmm.
50 arrows through them a week each. Like I'd be curious to see at the end of a year of doing that, where you would be in your
Right.
thought process.
And that maybe that's something I should do. Maybe my next bow should be a completely different bow. Just to, test the water.
Yeah.
It would elevate your marketability for like a tuning process to
Yeah.
be like, hey, I'm versed in these brands and I know because I've shot them for the. I don't know. Maybe it's just a lot of work and annoying. But from
is
my
what it is.
perspective, as like somebody who wants their bow tuned by you, I think that's a cool thing to say that you've done.
Yeah, that's a good outlook on it.
It's a lot of money and setups for you.
It is what it is.
You can spend your money worse places.
Yeah, I could.
True.
That's true. Yeah, like drugs. Kids, listen, if you're listening, don't do drugs.
Don't
okay?
do
do 'em.
drugs.
Do bows.
Yes.
Matthews bows, Hoyt bows, Elite bows,
Everything.
All the bows.
all the
the
bows.
bows.
Just bows are better than drugs.
Except for crossbows, but yeah.
yeah,
I'm
not
kidding.
crossbows. Do meth before you do crossbows.
You're better off with drugs.
About that don't do drug statement.
yeah. Do meth, not crossbows. All right. So that's cool, man. I love that. So first off, let's plug a bow real quick. The Exalt 35 from Elite, I guess is supposed to be. I haven't shot it yet.
I heard
That's the bow I
good
want.
things.
And I've
Cat's
heard
ass.
nothing but good things. Like I'm hearing, I don't know how much you've farted with or heard about the Energy 35, the E35 from Elite. That is like that's a iconic bow in the Elite line. It just was, the platform was there. It's sexy. It's simple. It's effective. I'm hearing that this could be like,
The next gen.
yeah,
The sister to that.
Is it
bow.
out right now? It's out right now, right? That's what I thought.
yeah, just launched. That's on my list.
That'd be nice to get.
We need them.
So
Well, you like longer ATAs?
I like a 33 to 35.
See, that's surprising.
What do you mean? Why?
Okay, not offensively, but you're a shorter guy.
Yeah, I'm 5'10", okay, for the record.
Okay, that's exactly what I am. 5'10"
Average.
and a
That's
half.
I'm not
above
a
average.
short king.
No,
That's above average.
you're not super short, but
I'm very normal height, yeah.
if you ask the average guy our height, what he's shooting, it's probably going to be shorter bow. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like the feel of
I
it
don't-
at full draw.
I don't either. It's like I'm like
I don't like to be like
Yeah,
leaned
it's
into-
exactly like I'm like this.
Yeah.
I don't like.
And when
that.
you watch guys shoot them,
you're like
they're like-
you look like an idiot. That's what I'm.
well, it
like.
just
You
looks
look like an idiot.
I want to
Yeah.
draw back to my face and
Just-
not have to like lean into my.
And I already look
Exactly.
like an idiot.
into it. I just think They look cooler.
Yeah.
The
I got more bow than you.
yeah, look at this. The more aluminum.
That's exactly right. No, and that's exactly. I'm always, long. I'm the as most forgiving setup as I can get. Right.
Yeah.
Longer bow,
Bigger brace height.
bigger brace height. Just everything tuned properly. As most forgiving as I can get, I'm gonna do it, and that's why. And longer bows, historically, always hold better.
Yeah.
They just always will. It's harder to move a longer bow.
Well, that's why target archers are shooting 37 and bigger and yeah.
I shot a 37 before.
Did you?
Hunting.
Oh, you did? You still have that bow?
Yeah, I did.
Was it a target?
What kind of question is that? Does
Yeah, it was a target bow.
Dumb question.
I used it hunting.
It was the green one, right?
Yeah, the green machine.
Which one was
the green
it?
bastard. Shit.
We had to bring all them in here.
Yeah,
Doug
we did.
has all the elites that we've ever gotten.
All of them.
Really?
Every color.
You do have a little bit of your dad in you, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Dude,
I'm a
I want to
hoarder.
do a display. Can we do that?
Yeah. What was that one called?
Should do 'em in
Result. Right?
Yeah,
Result
the result.
37.
We should
Result
do them
37.
behind you.
Really?
Doug,
It was like
we should
green
put all the
apple.
bows on the back wall here on this black
Ooh.
wall.
I like that.
We can set them up.
That'd be sick as fuck.
That would be dope.
How many you
dude.
got?
I just was in that room the other day. Like 7. 6 or 7.
Yeah, but isn't your dad shooting one and an uncle shooting one?
Just my dad. He's shooting the Impulse 31. So I started with the 31 and the Result 37. I've done it all. I've been everywhere.
Wow.
I don't
You've
really
seen some shit, huh?
See,
I just like them all.
I don't
know.
have that many. I gift them. Like the bow the ethos I'm shooting now, I already gave it to Stuart, our African PH.
I gotcha.
As
See,
like a
nobody
tip.
wants a colored bow.
Yeah, but it's something now looking at what he's done. I'm like, man, I wish I had all mine.
Yeah.
I'll bring them.
You know?
And that's when selling my old bows. Thankfully, my brother has my old bow, and then my dad has my that VXR. My brother has a V3. So if they ever sell them, I'll uppercut you if you sell them to somebody else before you sell them to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going, I want those bows back.
Well, it's like what I did. So I have my Elite Era from last year. I gave it to Lee, and I said, "Here's the thing. Like, it's your bow, but if you're ever like, I want to get a new one, you have to give that back to me.
Yes.
It's mine. It's yours as long as you keep it.
Yep.
But when you go to get rid of it, it's mine.
You're just leasing it to him for free.
Yeah, it's a free lease.
Yeah.
Because it's the first carbon Elite came out with, and I'm just like, I want that bow back.
Yep.
One day. So just don't get rid of it, but use it for as long as you need, 10 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's mine when you go.
That's
get rid
exactly how I am. I want my stuff back.
Of it. Yeah.
And I won't call it mine, but if you go get rid of it, that's mine. Like,
Yeah.
back.
There's a piece of you in there.
Yeah.
I'm not giving this to you to sell and make money.
Correct. Right.
Just try and sell it.
Yeah.
And I still wish that I had my VXR. That was my favorite bow. I'd take it over this lift for sure.
Really?
I loved that bow. It's because it was my first flagship bow. It was I don't know. There's something about that bow
I get it.
that I just love.
See, I have my Elite Synergy that I sold. I want to track that thing down. I don't know where it is. It's in Peru, Illinois somewhere, I think. Around
Yeah, my Synergy was freaking dope.
Peru or Ottawa. It's in there somewhere. But anyway, let's talk arrows.
Okay.
Okay, right now, right, are we at that point where we're transitioning?
Yeah, go ahead.
We
Arrow
got
time.
some
Here we
sexy
go.
ass Victory arrows in here on the table that you built for me. So we met at Illinois Deer and Beer Fest,
Correct.
and my phone. Sorry, hear that buzzing? That's how deer hear trail cams.
GSF noise. Their antlers pick it up.
Yeah, still going. There it goes. So yeah, we met Illinois Deer and Beer Fest, and we're talking arrows immediately.
Yep.
And arrow weight has been a big topic of discussion for me this year from going to hunt Cape Buffalo. So heavy was always on the mind. Heavy. And I wanted to go heavy for Cape Buffalo to whitetail. Well, then we had Chris B in here sitting where you're sitting, and he basically was like, your thinking's backwards. And it caused some, I listened to him, right? He knows better than I will. I listened to him. I lightened up my whitetail arrow a little bit. So I'm like 530 something for my whitetail setup this year. I was 8. I can't remember what they ended up. 820 to 830, 820 to 850 in that range somewhere for my Cape Buffalo setup. Chris was basically saying like, yeah, 400s, I blow through everything. And then he got some negative comments on that podcast after his Buffalo incident. I don't know how many details about that. So arrow weight is fucking controversial.
That's a
and
hot
it
one.
does great for clips.
Yep.
And it does great on podcasts like we're about to talk. And so I'm sure you hear a lot about it. But what I'm getting at too, before we dive deeper into that, you were like, hey, I'd love to build an arrow setup for you. I'm like, that sounds awesome. What do you think? This is where I'd like to be on my next arrow setup. And I'll let you just take it from here, however that transpired.
Yeah. So like you're saying, I came up to you. I just wanted the opportunity to build you a set of arrows, and just to kind of how like I would build them. If I were going to take them out hunting.
Just Kurt, huh?
Well, hey, it could lead into you guys.
I was out networking at Illinois Deer and Beer Fest. Where were you? Drinking beer in the booth?
Yeah, I was selling shit.
Okay. Good save.
Jeez.
Well,
No, you weren't.
at least making money.
Maybe. It's more of a expense than anything else.
He's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still trying to earn back the money from his tattoo I had to pay for. Me and Eric fronted the money for that.
That's a marketing scheme right there.
Yeah, actually, we'll make money off of that probably.
Hopefully.
There you go. That's
Off
how
my
you do
ass.
it. But no, yeah, I asked to build your arrows, just to, shed some light on my thinking of the arrow scale and everything. Because personally, and this will be where the hate comes in.
Okay. Lay it on thick.
I do not like to see an arrow over 480, 490
For whitetails.
for whitetails. Anything North America.
Anything in North America.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Elaborate, sir.
All right. So
Here
like
we go.
So my arrow, this one's a little bit different. But my other arrow setup is 428 grains.
Okay.
And I will shoot that through an elk. I will shoot that through a moose. I'll shoot it through a whitetail. Just about anything, right? The biggest, because here's the thing, right? I just got to word this correctly.
Okay.
The biggest reason that there's people that are saying, oh, you have to be heavy, is because they suck at shot placement. Okay? Because everyone's saying like, well, I got to blow through that shoulder blade. Why are you hitting the shoulder blade? Why are you shooting right there? You shouldn't be shooting at the shoulder blade. We were taught as a young kid where to shoot, right? Mm-hmm. Why aren't we hitting that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why and they're trying to fix a problem with, in my eyes, another problem.
Yeah.
I guess it's, if you want to shoot 500 plus, go ahead, be my guest, right? I've only built maybe 2 builds 500 plus.
Only 2?
Probably only 2, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I elaborate to all my customers, like, here's my thinking, here's my proof in the pudding. I have umpteen pictures of all my clients that shot deer, pass-throughs. Some of them didn't go through, but probably 7 out of 10 get pass-throughs. Mm-hmm. My brother, he is shooting, I did this as a test. He is shooting a sub 400 complete pass-through on a deer.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect shot placement. I mean, what?
Yep. I think a lot of guys, to play devil's advocate here, a lot of guys from the grizzly stick episodes we've done is if you hit shoulder or scapula.
Yep.
Not that you're aiming for it.
Not that you're aiming for it.
Shit happens.
It's like a preventative method. And I know Garrett says like 650 is the magic mark to break bone. But I've talked to a lot of guys with your thinking that are like that 400 range where, like Chris said the same thing you just said. And like to a T. And I don't disagree, for the record. I'm learning from you guys.
Yeah,
and I'm open-minded to learn from that.
That's cool.
I'll tell you though, if I'm going to go hunt Cape Buffalo, I'm going to listen to Garrett from Grizzly Stick because he's the Cape Buffalo guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would not feel comfortable after seeing what I've seen firsthand shooting a Cape Buffalo, which is not North American,
Right.
Yeah.
with a 400 range arrow.
I completely agree with that.
Yes.
Okay.
To clarify.
And also to clarify, there's a time and place for a light arrow. There's a time and a place for a heavy arrow.
Yep.
I just don't believe
For
that,
whitetails.
that you don't need the heavy arrow over here.
I feel you.
It's
Yep.
more of a want than a need, in my opinion.
I will tell you this. I have shot heavier arrows for a long time. I don't know how many years. 4 years or more. I've shot heavier rip TKOs. 4 or 5. I've always been in that 520s or heavier. And I do feel that my bow is slower. I do feel it on my single pen sight tape. So yeah, I feel that definitely.
Right.
Every time I shoot a whitetail, do I get a pass through? Maybe. I don't know how. If I averaged it out and did the math, went back thinking, I'd say 60% of the time I do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just.
But not always. I guess I shot the 2 bucks I shot and killed last year. One I did not.
Well, I guess it also depends, like how you, like coring away or.
It depends on a lot.
Right.
It's a lot
like
of
broadside.
A lot of broad factors.
I would say almost every time it goes through.
Yeah.
What's your arrow weight?
I went heavier, like I think it was like right at 600 for Africa, and then I just kept it.
Oh, you just
I
kept
just kept it. Yeah.
Same.
Wow. Okay.
And not. I mean,
What's yours, Eric?
I'm not.
I'm right around that 520 range.
I'm not
I'm
hyping up
5.
elite, but like with the ethos, I feel like that thing's still just hauling ass. Like nothing could duck my arrow in Africa.
Yeah, it's efficient.
Even Impala didn't. So I don't know.
Yeah. So, but I get what you're saying. Your point, like I understand. So that's why I came to you. I'm like, all right, I want an arrow in that. What I don't even remember like our conversation in detail. I wanted one 460 or under.
Yeah. So these are. I didn't weigh them, but I did the math. They should be right around 435.
Okay.
440.
And that's a RIP TKO.
RIP TKO 300 spine.
RIP TKO 300. We did a custom WCB wrap.
Yep.
That's like your favorite to be around 430.
Yeah, that is like my magic number right there.
Okay.
430.
And I have.
And that's weight without a lighted knock. I'm gonna add a lighted knock.
So yeah, you'll be around like 444, 445.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a little bit less than that, but you'll be in the wheelhouse that I like to see people in. And it's like, I always stand light and fast. I like speed. I like light because you're gonna have a hell of a lot harder time ducking a fast arrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Than you are a heavy arrow. You know what I'm saying?
A slower arrow.
Right, but that's also not knocking heavy arrows. You know, there's whatever. But I like the idea of, I guess, looking at like standing outside of this, right? Looking in. If you could set a heavy arrow down and a light arrow down, and you could say the FPS for this one, right? And the FPS and weight for this one and weight for this one, right? A lot of people would be like, well, that one's a lot faster. You know, and it's a little bit lighter. But this one, it's really heavy and it's really slow. I mean, I would think a lot of people would take this one over the heavier one, but I don't know. It's like kind of, but then it goes back to like personal preference, you know?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you want to see?
Yeah, you're still getting to the number 4 on your
I was gonna say
equation
that,
here.
yeah. 3 plus 1 is still 4.
I would tell you the more I'm all over the board with it, honestly. The more I think about it, the more I'm looking forward to, because I plan on running these arrows through the Exalt.
Okay.
So that's like my setup.
Okay.
So I'm stoked for it.
I'm super pumped.
You know what I mean?
I'm super pumped.
I'm ready to feel my bow sound faster when I shoot. Like I know the sound of like that heavier arrow.
Yeah.
I'm used to the cadence of the string, the string, and then smack of the target. Like I know where I'm supposed to be. That's like when I went and shot my Kit Buffalo arrows. I started out at 992 on my first arrow setup, and I shot, and it was like, well, the bow really didn't make any fucking noise.
Yeah, I was probably dead.
But it was like string cutting air, and then like the timing to 20 yards, I was like, that seemed way long. So then I dropped it like 100 and some change grains, and it made enough of a difference.
Almost
I'm
count
like,
the
all right,
seconds in between.
we're still fast enough to where I'm not like, son of a bitch. You can hear
Right.
the difference. You know?
It's like shooting, like, look, watch here.
Yeah, but then I lightened up my VAP SS's. I was at like 605 grains, and I dropped that 80 grains or something like
Right.
that.
So can I just ask what made you start on the heavy?
That's a really good question. I started going heavier in arrows. Where did I get jumped in on the heavier arrow stuff? I started shooting RIP TKOs years ago. Since 2017, I think since I've been shooting RIP TKO. I don't know. I think I just gradually started getting heavier in components, like just from talking to people and stuff. And then I high shouldered a deer at a bad angle last year. And I just went into like a fucking downward spiral of like, I want to fuck you arrow that just like fucks anything up no matter where I
just
hit
rips right through it.
And that was kind of like my thought, but that's a great question because I don't honestly know. I think it was a progression of like just constantly.
Well, I think a few years ago, like the whole FOC, like get heavier out front came in and everyone was like, hey, more weight out front.
But I was never like ultra nerded out on it. I just,
but that's where I think the whole heavier arrow came into it.
Definitely. Yeah. I think I slowly creeped into it.
Okay. And that's normal. That's probably a normal answer. A lot of people will be like, they'll shoot these arrows, right? And they'll be like, man, something didn't happen. But they can be hit that deer way off in 10 buck too, and be like, oh, yeah, need heavier. You got to go heavier.
Yeah, right. Well, it's like, unless you're hitting bone, you should be
passing through.
Well, I mean, for the most part, right? Who knows? But I don't know. It's a complicated answer.
It is, yeah. And you know what? So my little brother, actually, I have the video on my phone, but he just shot a shooter, 10-pointer, at 44 yards, right? He's shooting a gold tip Pierce Platinum 340. His total arrow weight was 386, right? A little bit shorter draw, so he was going to be light already. Shooting 70 pounds, right? He shot that deer so perfectly that it was a complete pass-through and stuck in the tree. Just
ripping through.
Right through him, right? The biggest problem that people have with, I guess, their arrow would be their broadhead choice, in my opinion. If you don't have a good broadhead, doesn't matter if you have a freaking log going at them. It's not gonna do what it needs to do.
Yeah, right.
You need a, stainless steel or titanium, preferred, sharp ass blades. You just need something to just rip.
Would you like fixed blades or expandables? Where if you had to pick one, what would it be?
If I had to pick one, it would be mechanicals.
Really?
It's the most forgiving there is. You make a bad shot, you have 2 inches of cut. So you have a chance to hit lung, to hit heart, hit an artery, something, right? But now I also love the fixed. I will admit it. Fixed are the most durable broadheads there are. It's plain and simple. You cannot get more durable than a fixed blade broadhead. It's simple. And I shoot. I've got fixed blade and mechanicals in my quiver, and I'll pull out either one. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Whatever one I pull out is what I'm shooting.
Yeah.
So, but it is probably as far as your arrow setup, I would say it is 75% broadhead, 25% arrow.
Okay.
It's a bold statement.
It is.
That's interesting.
You need a sharp broadhead, and then the arrow will do the rest.
I appreciate that take. We did an episode with Jared and Garrett, and Jared was talking about like an extra 1/8 inch cut multiplied over how many inches of cutting it does, what it adds up to. And I never thought of it that way. Did you ever listen to that episode? He's like, if you got an extra 1/8 inch of cut and you're shooting through a deer quartering away and it cuts 18 inches, multiply that 1/8 inch by 18 inches.
Oh, yeah. And it's got that much more.
Is that much more cutting?
Yeah. No, I'm also not saying use this huge
4-inch
cut in diameter.
The beast broadhead 4-inch.
Exactly. I'm not saying
cut him in half.
It's like throwing an axe through an animal.
It is. I mean, you can. I don't. We'll use what you're comfortable with, right? But
yeah,
man, I just if you can find a stainless steel head or titanium or something along that sort, just a hardened steel that's sharp and that you trust. Man, that's like confidence is key, man. That's just what, and it goes back. You'll use what you want. This is what I prefer. This is what I recommend. And I've had countless pass-throughs from clients, calling me like, dude, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. But dude, like I've never shot this good. My bow is feeling fast. Like I'm getting pass-throughs.
That's what I'm excited for.
And it's like,
fast.
man, that's what
Good old pass-through.
That's what I like to hear. That's like that going back to that kid, you know, puts a smile on my face. It's like, man, that's what I wanted right there.
I may get that Exalt at 70 pounds with this arrow. I'll be shooting the fastest bow I've shot in
long time.
a long
What's
time.
the FPS on that bow?
I don't know. Let's look it up. I normally shoot a 65-pound bow. My arrow was 70.
What broadhead have you, like, I don't know how to say, like, over the years you've seen done the best? Like, you would say, like, with your clients and all that.
Mechanical or fixed?
Both.
Yeah, let's go both.
Either one.
Just overall.
Overall.
Well, probably mechanicals.
Oh, they got two mods. There's the two mods. Oh, sorry. Answer that question first.
Oh, smooth or performance? Okay. I would say mechanical. Probably the Grim Reaper.
Really?
Yep.
You don't hear that one come up very often.
No, you don't.
No, or Schwacker. Schwacker's right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
And fixed. So I only sell one fixed, and it's Helix broadheads. I think I have one.
So I feel like Slick Trick has a broadhead called the Raptor Trick, and I really like it. I feel like
I love the Raptor Trick.
Yeah, I've killed a lot of it.
And that one actually, a client just called me or texted me before we got in here and said he just had a pass through and piled up.
Look sharp.
A deer. Yeah, so that's hardened steel, sharpened by one guy.
The question is, will it cut Doug's mustache?
See that shit. Dude, I have you looking like, wow, that thing looks like a rocket.
It's called the FJ4 fighter jet.
It's real shiny.
It's cool.
That's like a fighter jet.
It's a sweet color combo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I got it to match my bow. I didn't realize it went down to teal.
Fletching's coming off.
Yeah, I messed that one up pretty bad.
This reminds me of Bailey's.
Like the drink?
Yeah.
Oh,
Color?
okay.
It's creamy.
We're not alcoholics at all.
Wait. Oh, I just exposed us. What
You
what
compare
fletchings
everything to
are these?
alcohol.
Those are tack veins. Those are my favorite.
They're rigid.
Yeah, so the reason the only veins that I use are AAE, Max Stealth, and tack veins, right? The reason I recommend tack veins is because it is not, but it's almost like another broadhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like veins like these here, like these AAEs, you know, they kind of just fold in the wound channel.
Yeah.
Those are gonna stay, and they're just gonna
help open.
Exactly.
Really?
That's why. And so if you ever heard T-Bone,
Mm-hmm.
he'll say the exact same thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me feel them suckers again.
No.
Why didn't you put I'm just kidding.
What if I put blades on my veins?
Yeah, they're rigid.
That'd be sweet.
Is that a new thing?
Stainless steel.
Yeah, is that a new thing?
Stainless
Oh,
steel.
metal fletchings.
Stainless steel fletchings on there.
Just takes off like this.
2 inches to 5.
Yeah.
What's up?
Start them with 2, end them with 5. Yeah, arrows it's cool. It's good. It's good to think about. So the Exalt is 344 with the performance mod and 337 with the smooth mod, which I heard the smooth mod is nice. I haven't shot the smooth mod yet.
So I think I heard that the Elite's performance mod, the draw is not near as bad as it was.
So I think that's what we have on the Ethos. So something I did learn,
sure.
I shortened up my draw a 1/4 inch on that Ethos, and it changed my shooting drastically.
What is your drawing?
Well, normally I would say it's 28.
28.
Minus 1/4 inch. That's what it is on this bow. But I would say, let's start me at 28 and see what happens. Because I was like I talked about this on the podcast like twice already, but I was like just not feeling good shooting. Like something was off, and I just thought I was like developing target panic.
Right.
And I was bullshitting with Larry and the guys from Small Town Hunting, and Cody Kelly from Small Town's like, dude, I had an issue where I shortened my draw up a little bit. I was telling Larry about it, and we did that and shot, and I was like back on the mark. And I was like, fuck, that sounds like what I've got going on. Larry's like, well, shorten your draw a 1/4 inch. Went out and shortened it, and I just instantly felt back in my game.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, it took me from like what I was doing, like at 20 yards, I was like, I was fine. But 30 yards, I was like embarrassed to shoot in front of people. Because I kept like, it's like as my release would go off, I'd pull high. And everything would be high.
Because you're stretching.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it.
Yep.
But I'm like drawing. I felt uneasy. I didn't feel locked in. I just felt like I couldn't get smooth. And Larry is watching me shoot. He's like, hey, you're not comfortable. I'm like, no, I don't know how to like explain how I'm feeling. So we shortened it in. It just put me in my pocket. I guess.
Yeah. So so that one has the rotating mod, correct? Mm-hmm. So on the rotating mods, I always start short on people.
Yeah.
Because I get them uncomfortable until they feel comfortable, and then I'll be like, there it is. Like, and they're gonna be like, well, how am I gonna know? I'm like, you'll know.
Yeah.
You're just gonna pull back and you'll be like, nah, that's not it. Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna pull back and be like, that's mine.
If they've shot enough.
Correct. Yeah. I'll have them pull back when it's too short, and they're just gonna keep creeping back. I'll start really close to the draw line. Say if you're 28, I'll put you at like 27 and a half.
Yeah.
And then you'll pull back and you'll be like, something's not right. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Bump it up a little
bit. I almost think I think I would like to shoot mine at 27 and a half to see how it feels. Because shorter is better than longer.
Right. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd rather see you short than too long. For sure.
I feel like short, you can
bring this elbow in, but if you're too long and you're like this.
Yeah, or mine was like not too long, but just long enough where I just don't think it was causing me to like.
Yeah, break right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes you wonder.
And
yeah.
Like ours are too short or too long.
I know. I just always said, hey, mine's 28.
Yeah, 20 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've always did. That's what I did. And then Larry and those guys from small town, they're shooters. You hang out with those boys in camp, they shoot their bows all day. It's beautiful, actually.
Right.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Especially hanging out with those guys.
I love that.
They can tell you what's wrong because, like, I look at Doug shoot, I'm like, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. You hit the target.
Yeah. That's right on spot.
The only time I get to shoot my bows when I come down from the 120-foot grain leg I'm working on, and it's lunchtime, and I take my big shot target and twist it sideways, shoot right into my trailer.
There you go.
That's the only time, right at lunchtime, that's the only time I get to
get those reps in.
Get to shoot, it's like, but yeah, and and a lot of people, like I have a lot of people draw my bow back for examples, and I have a long draw. I have 29 and a half on mine, and I'm no taller than Kurt, and he's 28. That's an inch and a half difference. That's huge.
That's huge.
Got some arms on
inch and a half's a lot. So
knuckle draggers on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, and people are like, "Holy cow, this is not right." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Like my arms, I have really long arms." So, that's where I always tell people, you can, this is the best method. Put your arms out, measure from middle fingertip, divided by 2.6, and that'll give you a really good starting mark.
Well, that's what I always did too, but it was like, okay, it's close to 28, so let's just go 28,
Exactly.
Yeah. Like it's like 27 point whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But then, that's where it goes back to the, precise. Okay, if it's a little short, a little long, I don't like that. Let's fix it.
Right.
Let's find the perfect spot.
Yeah.
And then you get it.
I guess I've never done that because I just did that with my first bow when I got it set up. It's like, hey,
that was your number.
Measure your armor span or wingspan, whatever they call it. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm close to 28. Let's make it 28. So that's why I've just always left it at. I never
it's just it goes like to the tuning thing, it's just a starting point.
Right.
Everything's a starting point until it's finished. Until it's finished, you're still at a starting point. And that's how I've always been.
Interesting.
God damn. I'm excited for you to set up my bow.
Same. Same.
Not that other guys who set up our bows have done it wrong, but
no,
it's just I feel like we've had our bow set up by so many people over the years. Like had some great people. I had Josh McDaniel set up my arrow, which is great, and shooting in front of him's nerve wracking because he's like, let's see you execute a good shot. And then he's like, that wasn't a good shot.
That wasn't a good shot. God damn, I thought it was better than that.
Shoot another one, and you're like, yeah. He goes, that wasn't a good shot. Execute a good shot. And then you do one. He's like, that was a good shot.
Well, I'm cleaning out my garage this weekend, so I'll bring the bow press over next week.
That's what we need to do. So, question is, when we get our new bows, are we going to come to you? You going to come to the studio and do some video stuff?
I'll come to the studio.
Yeah, man. But will you be out of your element? We need you in your element.
I don't know, dude. I'll chill anywhere, man. For real, like I am.
Okay.
Damn.
I like that.
I'll kick it in.
You know how we have aiming fluid? He just needs some tuning fluid.
Oh.
Exactly.
See that, man?
I like that. I think it's cool, man. I think it's the arrow builds are sweet. The arrow wraps, which we got to get some WCB arrow wraps finally ordered for once and for all.
We've been working on a couple different designs. We just got to land on the right one.
Yeah.
Slap me one of these babies. I like these a lot. These are cool. This is like the microphone mesh that we've done in some previous designs.
Yep.
think it looks sweet and it's not too off-putting. It's very this is a very clean and classy build. 4-fletch.
Very much so. Yeah.
I'm excited to shoot this. Man.
Well, that's your first time doing 4-fletch, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you prefer 4 or 3?
Well, that goes back to.
Is that a loaded question?
Depends what you're shooting. Are you shooting a giant fixed blade, or are you shooting a mechanical? If you're shooting mechanical, there's no reason to be over 3-fletch. Zero reason.
So I'm shooting Slick Trick Revivals fixed blades, which it's an expensive fixed blade.
125.
100.
100. That's how. What's your cut? Side to side, not total.
What are they?
Give me a sec.
Inch and 7/8? No.
Maybe an inch and 1/8. Side to side, and then
inch and 1/8. Yeah.
That's another one. Is it a 4 blade?
No.
I can't remember. Just talked about this the other day. Revivals. They are
the bleeder.
What are they? Inch and 1/8.
Inch and 1/8. Okay.
They're a good head.
Introducing the new Shift SB and Revival broadheads from Slick.
I was shooting the shifts.
Shifts.
The Revival is part of Slick Trick's new premium lineup. The
So it's
Revival
double
is perfect
vented.
for hunters looking for a strong
Yep.
razor
They're
sharp
nasty, dude.
with a blade thickness of .044 inches and cutting
I like
diameter
that.
of 1 1/8 inches and a total cutting
Comes in a cool
surface
case.
of over 4.8
Yeah, love the case.
inches. This
Oh, that's
contact
badass.
broadhead causes massive damage on impact. The Revival
.44.
has a 420 stainless steel double beveled blade. This results in a more symmetric profile and improved aerodynamics. The Revival also has half-inch bleeder blades. The combination of these blades creates a devastating wound channels for increased blood loss. The Revival has been purposely designed for maximum efficiency. This results in optimal aero flight.
Great promo.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they killed that.
That's what I killed my water buck with.
Damn.
For more information
They're,
on the Revival from Slick Trick, visit slicktrick.net.
I think code WCB works on Slick Trick still, for the record. And this is the shift.
That's what I was using.
Introducing the new Shift SB and Revival broadheads from Slick Trick.
Are these both? These are both brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Single bevel.
The design of the Shift is perfect for any hunter looking to inflict a quick kill on any big game. With a cutting edge diameter of 1 1/8 inches and a total cutting surface of over 2.5 inches, this cut on contact broadhead packs a devastating punch. The Shift has a single bevel blade, which means it is sharpened on one side of the blade. This results in a sharper blade that creates a spiral wound channel on impact.
Suppose the arrow didn't go through that deer right
This
there.
wound channel can increase damage and penetration.
Too heavy of an arrow.
Yeah, probably too heavy of an arrow.
Hey, my arrow almost went through an eland.
So do you have the? Yeah, you're probably shooting the vented ones.
Yeah, the 125s.
25 grain tungsten collar. This
Well, the 100s with a collar to add the 125.
I gotcha.
This gives the archer the ability to fine-tune their setups. The single bevel blades are made of 420 stainless steel and have a thickness of .044 inches.
Man,
The
that's
Shift
nuts.
SB is made with excellent precision, strength, and sharpness you expect from Slick Trick. For more information on the Shift SB from Slick Trick, visit slicktrick.net.
Use code WCB. Pretty sure that still works.
Pretty sure.
So anyway, that's what we're rocking. I'm rocking Revival, and I'm very impressed with them.
I got the Revival also.
I've shot.
Well, I'm using mechanicals now for deer.
You are?
The Raptor.
Oh, you
tricks.
switched?
Yeah, for a deer.
Yeah, I'm still shooting the Revivals. I've shot a buck and 2 does with them. Whitetails.
I'm still shooting the Revival.
I've killed everything in
Expandable
Africa.
guy
with
for
mine.
deer.
Wow. So I'm impressed with those. I like the .44, the thicker. Thicker is better as far as penetration. And I like the stainless steel, 420 stainless steel. That's what I was going back. Like, if you get aluminum ferrule, right, that ain't going to do near as good as a stainless steel.
Yeah,
It's oxygen metal.
Yeah, it's right there. It's,
Yeah.
it's just how it works.
Just science.
And that's if you have a good broadhead, like just watching those are good broadheads. All the specs match up to
Quality.
to what I would put on these arrows. And that's what you want. And I would have the utmost confidence shooting those for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put the Revivals on the front of these, I think,
Do it.
with a Exalt 35.
Do it.
That's where I'm at with it.
Doing it. Calling it.
They're sexy, man. I appreciate you building them up.
Dude, it was a pleasure.
Rip TKO victories. Is there all right, let me ask you this. Being in the arrow, you're in tune with arrows. You like gold tips, you shoot gold tips and victory, right?
That's Home and Dealer Forge, gold tip and victory, yeah.
In the arrow world, there's some we've done so many fucking trade shows. So many. And you see all these arrow companies with booths. And I always wonder, to me, it comes off as being white labeled.
As far as like the other little arrow companies.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because it's I know you don't have the infrastructure, and it's nothing against them.
Right. Yeah.
But it'd be like if we started an arrow company called WCB Arrows.
Right. You're probably
we're not hand rolling fucking arrows.
Correct.
And carbon fiber.
Eric's out there too.
Eric's Eric's rolling blunts.
More orders.
Yeah, it's it's what it is. You're not rolling beezies in the back here for arrow builds out of carbon,
Pretty good.
Straight enough.
That looks good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Send it.
Do you know what I'm saying though? So
No,
it's
exactly.
when I think arrow builds, I think Easton, I think Victory, I think Gold Tip, I think Carbon Express, and
right.
Somebody else might make. I know from working with Victory that they have their own facilities and they do their own stuff, and
right.
I know they white label arrows for other brands.
Right.
Because they have the infrastructure and the facility and the capabilities and the budget to do so.
And typically those white labels for other brands are reject arrows.
100%. They're not what they choose for their line.
Right. They're probably one that didn't, in the 001 lineup, the 003 and 006, maybe one that was like 002 or 004 or 007. They're like, okay, if someone wants to buy
close
those,
enough white
they
label.
can, yeah.
Probably.
Gold Tip does the same thing, right? They have this one. Gold Tip does not sell. It's called the Warrior, and it is like $60 a dozen, and it's the Gold Tip Hunter XT as a different arrow. It's a rejects right there.
It's just out of spec.
Yeah, it just didn't make the straightness or didn't make.
So who sells it?
I can't remember it. I don't know if Warrior's the brand name. Or I just know that's the arrow name for sure.
Okay,
it's Warrior.
And
it is the Hunter XT. That is the same exact arrow.
Just labeled different.
Yeah, just labeled different.
And it's just out of spec a touch.
Yeah. That's really all I wouldn't say all of them, but I would say majority of them probably are.
So if an arrow's a touch out of spec like that, does it make that big a difference, or is it more for the guys who are looking for utmost tunability and quality? Where it matters.
I would say, to me, it goes back to forgiving. I'm a forgiving setup guy, so I want all my stuff to be the same, right? So I would be like, yeah, that arrow didn't make it. To me.
Yeah.
But, I would say, shooting in your backyard, you probably won't notice the difference. You probably won't. You probably wouldn't notice the difference in 006 to 001 shooting in your backyard. But now, say you go to, Total Archery Challenge events, MAF or 3D or something like that, and you start shooting long bombs, you'll notice the difference.
Long bombs for accuracy. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's just
less forgiving where you need more forgiving at higher stake shots.
Correct. Yeah.
At animals, long distance really exposes your ass.
There's a time and place for literally everything.
Yeah.
And that's and 006 and 001, I guess, wouldn't be the time or place for, just casually shooting your backyard. And that's where 006 would be like, yeah, okay, that's perfect arrow. I don't need anything straighter. And the 006 isn't just 006. You can, when I cut these things down, these things had a wobble, they all will. But as soon as I cut them down, they're straight as an arrow. So,
literally.
Yeah. No pun there. That's just, that's just how it is.
Yeah. Okay. I just always wondered that, walking around and seeing it's 10 by 10 booths. It's arrow company. It's arrow.
You ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. I just, I think it's a
They picked them out of the dumpster at Easton.
Well, that might not be the best way to put it.
Dumpster arrows.
Man, you guys are on one on this episode tonight. More than I. Normally, I'm the guy to say some shit.
Hey.
Your next episode.
Yeah. No, I think it's just a thought from someone who thinks about that stuff.
Yeah.
How often do you ever see a semi truck driving down the road? I wonder what they're hauling. It's the same type of thought.
Yep.
What are they doing?
Exactly.
Do you think of that?
Where are you going?
Every time I see somebody loading something, it's tarp. I'm like, wonder what they got underneath that tarp.
Remember Eric, we'd taken that road trip. He's like, you just look at somebody driving, like, where are they going?
Where are they going? Yeah. Here's
What are
wondering,
you
like,
up to?
I normally think that when I'm driving through, like, when I worked at Deere, there's a little town right next to where the Deere facility I worked, Silvis, Illinois. And I would roll through Silvis, Illinois for like work, just like through in a work truck. And it's like 11 a.m. and there's just people walking around downtown. Like, what the
Wait, what are you
fuck
guys
does your
doing?
day look like? It's 11 a.m. and you're in sweats.
yeah, go to Walmart at 10 a.m. on a freaking Tuesday. You're like, does anyone work anymore?
Avoid the 15th and the 1st, brother. And it seems like those are the only days I'm at Walmart. I'm like, I got to get some groceries. It's the 15th, motherfuck.
No.
This is a pro tip. Avoid Walmart on the 15th and the 1st. If you listen to rap music, you know why.
Order online.
Order online, yeah. Pre-order your groceries on the 15th and the 1st. Dude, I think this episode was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens with Ruthless, and hopefully this episode doesn't make you overly too busy, unless you want to be.
No, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably the smallest guest you guys have ever had on.
No, don't say that. It's not true. We've had a lot of gays on here, so I'm just kidding. All right, I made up.
Here we go. Now we're getting
Lee's been on quite a bit.
But,
No, don't say that because that's not true, man.
I don't have, and I'll humbly say that though, but the people that do support me, I would rather have less people that support me than that are like honest with me than a lot of people who aren't honest with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying with that? I would much rather take 100 over 1,000, but if these 100 are going to be honest.
Support you and
correct.
bring quality and bring quality feedback. Yeah.
That's exactly how I look at it. You know, customer service is number one. That's always how it will be. It's always what it is, you know? And, yeah, I don't, I mean, however busy it gets is, you know, that's just, I'll humbly accept it. So,
yeah. Well, I think it's great, man. I appreciate you offering to build this arrow setup and just being cool to us.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for you to set up our bows this year and
yeah, I'm stoked.
See how they all shoot up once we get them and everything. And I think it's cool. So I think there's going to be a lot of people listening that want arrow builds and you know, custom tuned bows and stuff like that. And there's a lot of great options out there, like shooters. Josh and Kristen McDaniel is one of our favorite bow shops. It's just far away for us.
Which is very far.
It's 5 hours.
Yeah. Holy cow. Yeah, like I'm only 2 hours from you.
Yes. That's way better.
I'm not even 2 hours. You know, I'm just in
But
a
for
little
people
small
out in
town.
Indiana too, you know, like shooters, they'll do the same stuff you're doing with custom arrow builds and do shipping. So like R&R in Bettendorf's a good shop. Like there's a lot of good shops around. It's going to sound very douchey of me, but I don't want to go to a bow shop. Like I'll go there and support them. Like I was calling around, like I'll go buy stuff there, like for the kids and stuff if I have to. But like with our schedules and what we got going on, it's great if I just like know a dude like you, where I'm like, dude, can you come over and help us set these bows up?
Exactly. I'll buzz over.
That sounds very. I don't mean that to come off like high horse-ish.
No. I totally get it. You know, not a lot of people can just take the time out of day if you're busy to be like to go waste 2 hours at a bow shop getting it set up. You know, because you know, like
it's all a timing thing.
Yeah, and I don't like having. I don't want to sound rude, but I don't like having customers there while I'm working on their stuff. It's just
because
like
you don't want to feel rushed.
Yeah, it's like just don't look at don't watch me because you know because the problem is, and it's the same side with electrical. It's how you can relate to it to a real life thing, right? Something goes wrong for a second, they think it's the end of the world,
right?
And they're like, "What the shit? Like, what'd you do?" And I'm like, "Hold on." Like, it's a process of elimination here. I go, okay, like this isn't working. All right, let's try something different. It takes time to get it perfect.
You don't have the external pressure of their aura,
right?
When you're just trying to like think through it. I measure deer for people, and if I know they're like watching me over, it like
it does something.
Go sit down,
right?
It's not like you're not doing anything wrong. It's okay, but like
I don't like it. I personally don't like it.
I'm with you there.
I just don't. I don't like you breathing down my neck.
Totally get it. I think most people relate to that.
And that's why I do the appointment only. Like, hey, I tell everybody like I try not to be at my place. I just be like, hey, drop the bill off. You know, and I'll get to it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That's what.
Just shove it
You're
up.
like, you're like in the house, like, just I'm not there.
Yeah, I'm
Drop it
not
off.
there. Like your truck's here.
I can
That's
see.
not mine.
That's not mine.
Not home.
I'm in a different vehicle. You only have one vehicle. No, not me.
I love that.
I'm hunting.
That's weird.
You want to offer them a premium service where you can comb through it. You don't need them there breathing on the back of your neck while you're trying to troubleshoot.
Yeah,
But we will do it.
I'm all right.
We'll breathe all over you.
I want all three of you right here.
What are you
We're just
doing?
looking
What's
at-
that?
What are you doing? How do you do that?
I've never seen that. I've never
Show
seen
me.
that before. Is that okay?
That's not right. That's not right. I wouldn't do it that way.
I don't like that.
I wouldn't do it like that.
I'm back here, Eric. You go ahead and you show me what to do.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Just blows up.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Tie this D loop on.
Nice distance.
Yeah. So when we get our setups, man, we'll have you. We'll do another podcast. We'll do some video and and have a good time.
No, absolutely, man. I would love to come down again. And, shoot some shit and build some bows, man. That's what I like to hear.
Of course. Did we forget anything? I mean, there's always another episode. To do.
No, I don't think I did. We covered everything. But I did fletch these arrows 2 times.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
So
You got nervous?
You used the wrong glue, didn't you?
no, I used the right glue. I didn't like the way they came out the first time. There's just something about them that just looked off to me, and I was like, nah, I'll redo it. So I completely stripped them and redid them.
They look great, and I'm
good.
stoked for them. It's
Look
a
good.
sexy build.
Dude,
They're
I
clean
had-
and classy.
I had people coming in, and they were like, "Oh, who are those for?" I was like, "Don't worry about it right now. I'll let you know whenever we're ready."
None of your damn business.
Yeah, get out of here. What are you doing here? Go on, get
the fuck out of here. I'm building
Drop your
some
bow off. Get out of here.
Slap with that arrow. Get out of here.
But yeah, I just wanted it to be absolutely perfect, and I think they came out.
They're sexy.
I think they're where I want them.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped for them. I'm excited to shoot them. Put some good broadheads on the front. Good quality broadheads. Good quality tune through the bow.
Yeah,
Stainless
and
broadheads.
Stainless.
stainless
0.044.
steel. That's right.
Sick.
That's a good broadhead.
Yeah, man. So appreciate you, dude. Where can people find you?
You can go to TikTok. I'm not on there too much, but I'm on there. Instagram, Facebook, or you can go to my website, ruthlessarchery.com.
Cool.
Get a hold of me. You can find my email, phone number, all that jazz on there. So
Sweet.
Awesome.
get a hold of me that way.
Thanks for coming out, man.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's an honor.
We're going to go eat
Oh, we
dinner at the
appreciate
depot.
you.
That's what we're going to go do right now.
Let's go eat some food.
I'm ready for some catfish.
All right, cool.
You get the catfish.
I'll get the catfish with it.
I'm right with that.
The depot's the shit. It's the best place in Illinois to eat. That's a fact. Doug, you're looking just ravishing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just thanks for coming.
The stash. No, the more I look at it, the stash fits you perfectly.
Does it?
It does. It's
Yeah.
like if you didn't have it, you probably wouldn't be Doug.
Look at this. You got some chin scruff coming in.
What you got going
You growing
on
it
there?
out or what?
Wow.
What's going on here?
Dude, Alexa, she can't get out of bed. He don't have to impress her
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't gotta do shit.
Got her right where he wants her. You don't have to look good.
You growing out for hunting season or what? Keep your face warm?
Yeah, keep my face warm.
Keep that going.
All right.
Just gonna go goatee.
I could do a goatee for sure.
Well, at least you guys can grow facial hair, right? I've been here.
Yeah, but you're 23.
Yeah, 23, and I've got.
I was at 23. I didn't have anything either. So
I'm still here, baby.
I missed a haircut and beard trim this morning. Or no, yesterday. I was in the tree. My barber always says, "Hey man, see you at 8:30." I'm like, I ain't making
No,
it,
you
bro.
won't.
I'm hot.
Yeah.
no, you won't.
I ain't making that one.
My bad. So who knows when I'll get back in.
all right.
Ooh, are we all going scruffy?
Let her rip.
Fuck it.
Eric, your
No.
beard looks ravishing.
Thanks, man. I'm working on it. No, thanks for coming in. Looking forward to building me some arrows and
Dude, absolutely, man. I build.
Tuning our shit.
tuning up
I
some
build
bows.
them all. I'll do anything, man. It's cool atmosphere here. This is kind of what I want. I've always pictured myself in the outdoor industry, and I don't care how big, how small I ever get, but just being around people in the outdoor industry is what I've always wanted, and this is really cool.
Like-minded people, good people.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you're in the industry, so welcome.
Yeah, I'm trying. So
Welcome and sorry.
Yeah, I get overloaded.
You get really busy and make no money.
yeah, but it's more about seeing the smile on the people's faces than
It's your passion,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
For sure.
It is for sure.
Well, great work. Thanks for coming in, man. We
I
really
appreciate
appreciate you. And you know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you. Peace.